The recruit collapsed face first into the mud. Rain poured across the training field while exhausted soldiers kept running past him. Nobody stopped. Nobody helped. And then the drill instructor walked over slowly, looked down at the 19-year-old recruit shaking in the dirt, and said something he would remember for the rest of his life. War doesn't care if you're tired. Fort Benning, Georgia, 1998. Private Daniel Brooks had been in military training for exactly 11 days, and he already hated every second of it. Before joining the Army, Daniel imagined military life completely differently. Movies lied to him. He expected action, explosions, heroic moments. Instead, he got blisters, screaming instructors, and almost no sleep. Every morning started at 4:30 a.m., no exceptions. 1 second you're dreaming peacefully. The next second someone is kicking metal trash cans while screaming, MOVE, MOVE, MOVE. And somehow every recruit instantly transformed into a panicked raccoon. Boot camp wasn't designed to make people comfortable. It was designed to break them down completely, then rebuild them into soldiers. Daniel quickly realized the hardest part wasn't physical, it was mental. The constant pressure, the exhaustion, the feeling that failure waited everywhere. Drill instructors watched everything, the way you walked, the way you stood, even the way you breathed sometimes. One recruit got screamed at for blinking during formation. Another accidentally called a sergeant sir at the wrong moment and ended up doing push-ups in the rain for 20 minutes. And strangely, after enough time, the chaos started feeling normal. That was the scary part. Then came Hell Week. 5 words every recruit feared: minimal sleep, constant drills, endless physical punishment. The goal wasn't just training, it was seeing who mentally broke first. Daniel remembered the third night most clearly. The platoon had marched nearly 15 miles carrying heavy packs through freezing rain. Everyone looked destroyed, boots soaked, faces pale, bodies shaking from exhaustion. At one point, a recruit quietly whispered, "I can't do this anymore." Nobody laughed, because secretly, everyone felt the same. Then suddenly the instructors ordered them into a muddy field. Down. Every soldier dropped instantly, crawl. And just like that, dozens of exhausted recruits crawled through freezing mud under barbed wire while machine gun fire echoed above them. Real bullets, not movie sounds. Real ammunition cracking through the air. That moment changed Daniel forever. Because suddenly, training stopped feeling fake. For the first time, he understood why the Army trained this way. Fear changes people, exhaustion changes people, and on real battlefields, hesitation gets soldiers killed. Military training tries to create automatic reactions: move, react, survive, even under extreme pressure, especially under pressure. Weeks later, Daniel finally touched a rifle for the first time during weapons training. The instructor placed the weapon into his hands carefully. "This rifle," he said calmly, "is now your responsibility." Some recruits looked excited, others looked nervous. Daniel felt both. The weapon felt heavier than he expected, not physically, mentally, because holding a military rifle changes something inside people. Suddenly, war becomes real. No longer history books, no longer movies. Real. The instructor taught them everything: cleaning procedures, reload drills, malfunction exercises, again and again and again, until muscle memory replaced thought itself. Because in combat, seconds matter. Then came live fire exercises, and honestly, nothing prepares you for the sound. Movies never get it right. Gunfire isn't clean or cinematic, it's violent, loud enough to shake your chest. The first time Daniel fired his rifle, the recoil surprised him completely. The instructor laughed immediately. "Weapon surprised you, huh?" Daniel nodded, embarrassed. "Good," the instructor said. that means you still respect it. Months passed. Slowly, the recruits changed. The weak quit first, then the undisciplined, then the arrogant. The soldiers remaining looked completely different from the civilians who arrived weeks earlier, sharper, faster, more confident. Even their posture changed. Daniel noticed something else too. People stopped acting like strangers. Hardship created brotherhood incredibly fast. When everyone suffers together, they bond differently. One recruit shared food after long marches. Another carried extra gear when someone got injured. They insulted each other constantly, but protected each other instantly. That strange mix of loyalty and chaos exists in military units everywhere. And honestly, many veterans miss that feeling forever after leaving service. Near the end of training, the platoon faced their final field exercise. 3 straight days operating under simulated combat conditions, minimal food, almost no sleep, constant movement. The instructors attacked them with fake ambushes repeatedly. Smoke grenades exploded, blank gunfire echoed through forests. Radio communication became chaotic. Daniel barely remembered sleeping. At one point, he accidentally fell asleep sitting upright for almost 30 seconds. That's how exhausted everyone became. Then, during the final night exercise, everything went wrong. Rain hammered the forest heavily. Visibility collapsed. Mud covered everything. Suddenly, the platoon leader realized 2 recruits were missing. Panic spread immediately. The instructors stopped yelling for once. Now everyone searched seriously, because even training can become dangerous fast. For over an hour, soldiers moved through freezing darkness calling their names. Then finally, someone heard shouting near a ditch. The missing recruits had fallen into deep mud during the storm and lost their bearings completely. Cold, exhausted, terrified, but alive, and strangely. That moment taught Daniel more about military life than all the shooting and drills combined. No soldier gets left behind. Not in training, not in war. Graduation day arrived weeks later. Families cheered loudly from the stands, fresh uniforms, polished boots, perfect formations. Daniel spotted his mother crying immediately. He smiled slightly. Months earlier, he arrived scared, exhausted, and unsure of himself. Now, he stood straighter, moved differently, thought differently. Training hadn't turned him into a superhero. It turned him into someone more disciplined, more prepared, more aware of how difficult survival really becomes under pressure, and that lesson connected soldiers across every generation in history, from ancient warriors carrying shields to modern troops carrying rifles. The training always serves the same purpose: prepare ordinary people for extraordinary situations.